podcast. You're listening to Matt from Edmonton, Alberta.
This is Cazteck from Ottawa, Ontario.
This is Antonio from Guadalajara, Mexico.
Holy jeez, maybe that was a little too powerful.
Just a little too much energy.
Sorry, people, I can't hear my
Lost
voice,
it.
so, you know, if I popped your ears, I'm sorry, but...
Well, it's what happens when we miss a week, too. We took a week
well,
off.
I have so much energy just pent up. I wasn't able to, you know, get crazy last week because, well, I don't know, somebody...
I forgot. I forgot what day it was. Just like this morning,
Like,
I
actually
forgot
what day
it
it was. It wasn't the day of us recording, it was what day it was.
Yeah.
You forgot it was Tuesday.
Yeah, I thought it
Well,
was
you got
Monday.
to do the WWE stuff, right? The whole thing. So
Exactly. We got to pull that out. So it was like, well, we didn't have a regular podcast, so we did our wrestling podcast. So yeah, that turned out really well. So apparently that's going to be a bi-weekly thing. So should be good. Fantastic.
No, it was good you guys had
I
it
know
in there.
nothing of wrestling.
You don't know anything of wrestling, but you live in Mexico, which is one of the top
Yes.
wrestling places in the
Yes.
world.
Not only that, but Guadalajara is probably the second city beside Mexico City that has the most of that. I
The
know.
most
I know
wrestlers.
about the most wrestlers and the most wrestling, but I know about wrestling. I just don't know about the WWE and all the stuff you guys were talking about. I was hearing. I was
WrestleMania.
trying to understand. Yeah, I was trying to understand what you guys were saying. I was like, nope. I don't know what's happening, and I don't understand why all the rage that happened with the thing. And okay.
See, the
But I
problem
tried,
is,
I tried.
the big problem is Japan and Mexico, that's wrestling. In America, it's,
It's time to take a phone call.
yeah, give me a sec.
Oh.
Hello? Yeah, just 1 second, ask who's speaking.
So while he's busy doing that, I'm just going to keep a discretion here at the start. I may be coming down with a sore throat, so I'm trying to cough off mic and it's not disturbing, but you know, I'm sorry if it gets into the audio. I know how annoying it can be for people. It annoys the hell out of me, but there's nothing you can do about it. All I'm doing is I've got plenty of water and I'm loaded up on Fisherman's Friend and it's a good time.
Are you were you screaming a lot before or what? What's happening? Why you have sore throat?
Oh, it's Canada. It's cold out. My
Just-
immune
just
system
the cold?
is already compromised by the climate, so it's just that time of year, man. And our vaccines up here,
Yep.
they put out a vaccination. It only covered about 23% of the I don't know how they refer to it. Well, I don't know, 23% of the of sickness. I don't know. I guess whatever diseases and
23%.
sickness it's built for, it only covers about 23% of the field. So it's only no. Maybe it's the other way around. It's 23% effective against whatever it's for. Anyways, I'm not going to continue. This is a train wreck happening. So, needless to say, I'm SOL. So, nothing better to do but to medicate myself with shit you can get off the shelf.
Yep.
And in the
You could
aisles
get,
leading up to the cash registers. I could get what?
You can get like honey with lime. That's supposed to help out the throat, sore throat.
I have actually heard good things about honey. I think people have told
Yeah.
me to mix it into milk or something, or maybe that's a bad thing.
Maybe
it's tea
I don't
with
know about
honey.
the milk.
Yeah, maybe not the milk. Maybe it's tea with honey that I'm thinking of. Anyways,
Yeah, but
I'll totally take that into consideration.
Yeah, just a spoon of honey with it has to be real honey, right?
Yeah.
And not maple syrup or anything like that, but if you get just a spoon of honey with lime,
Okay.
it does help a lot.
All right. I'll make sure to check that out. And I'll report back next week.
There you go. And that's a Mexican thing, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, Yeah, here everyone here knows about that. They do that when they have sore throats. I don't know why they. It's just something we know. I don't know how.
Something I do is I gargle the shit out of my throat with mouthwash. That seems to help.
Okay.
It helps
Well,
kill the
if you have an
bacteria that's
infection.
collecting in there. Well, yeah, but you're still coughing shit up. Like there's something down there. It's not like I don't know. I clean my mouth out every night anyways, so
Yeah.
just do one
Yeah,
more
well, if
thing.
it is an
If you
infection-
combat this with tanks, guns, and drones all at once, like I'm sure we could take this fucker out. If I just sit there and just keep popping back Fisherman's Friend waiting for it to pass, you know, it's gonna take maybe 3 times as long. So yeah.
Yeah.
Give me all the remedies,
Well,
people.
Antibiotics, man.
Yeah.
That's the real one, right there.
Pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
Definitely don't need any of that shit. I mean, yes, but no. Yes,
Well,
but no.
if it's an infection, then you probably will need an antibiotic or something.
No, but it's just the way I'm talking, and I'm making it sound like let's abuse the prescriptions. No. I'm just making note of that now. Jared!
Hello.
There you go. He's back. Right on cue. We were just talking about cough remedies. You got anything you could pass to me?
Sudafed.
Okay.
Sudafed. Just take it. That's it.
All right.
That's all I have.
Cool. Nice. Thanks for the tips, boys.
You know it.
Mm-hmm. So let's get into the news that we couldn't cover last week. You want to start with that, or do you want to do this week's news first?
Let's do last week's.
Let's do
It's
last.
small.
We'll skim. We'll do the big stuff. Some shit that happened while we were gone. The first ever unit made for the 20th anniversary of the PS4 sold for 85,000 British pounds, which is that's a lot of money, man.
That is a lot.
It's a lot of money, and I believe all the proceeds went to charity.
Yes, they did.
Yes.
Which, I tip my hat to Sony for that, for sure.
Absolutely. It was a generous thing that they did, and I'm happy they did it.
Mm-hmm. It'd be nice if they did that more often.
I don't know if they did it in protest of everyone else trying to bid their consoles on eBay and stuff. But, I mean, charity benefits from this, so there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying.
Yep. I think it's better for charity.
Conspiracies.
It's better for charity.
Well, that's
to make
good,
money
right?
than-
I mean, yeah,
It
it's
is.
like what happened with the Nike shoes, the edition that the Back to the Future edition as well. You remember them selling for astronomical amounts? Was it last year? But that was for charity as well. So I think if that's the case, that's okay. I think I don't see nothing wrong with that.
No, they got a good thing going here. I'd like to see them do it with, I like to think that we're gonna see, more exclusive consoles coming out. So, like, if they could do this with every model they produce, like the first of every unit that's made in that line, if we bid it off for charity, I think that'd be a good trend that could grow and keep going. I mean, why not? But nonetheless, that happened, and awesome, Sony, way to go. Did you guys hear that DreamWorks has actually cut back their production schedule?
By one movie a year?
It's actually 2 films a year.
Is it 2?
Yeah.
Mm.
So in 2016, we'll be getting Kung Fu Panda 3 with Trolls. In 2017, you'll get Boss Baby with The Croods 2. And in 2018, you'll get Larrikins with How to Train Your Dragon 3. So what they're doing is they're releasing a new film alongside a sequel. Really, the only thing that changes is the How to Train Your Dragon. I think they pushed it back a couple of years. I think it was supposed to come out in 2016 even. But yeah, they did some restructuring, and I think it's a new strategic plan that will help them, get more successful. And although I think they're basically on top. Like, aside from Pixar, is there any other competition out there? I guess Disney Animation, but I don't know.
Oh yeah, well.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
We were all about to talk. No, someone else. Jared, go.
I was just gonna say, I mean, Disney Animation has actually been doing really well. I think their movies are more top notch, but yeah, DreamWorks is, a solid second. If not, I would say I enjoy their movies more sometimes. So.
Well, I personally haven't
I just
seen...
want The Incredibles 2.
Go.
Yes, sorry. I said I just want The Incredibles 2, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Are we getting that?
I think we are. They keep trying to tease us with The Incredibles. They're not forgotten. They're by far one of the most popular characters out of the Pixar universe. What?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody put a message in there. What you saying, boy?
I was just putting the.
Oh, is there a backstory to this? Let's see. 3 films a year was too ambitious. Okay, so yeah, they're trying to
cut it to 2.
They want to put their workforce in full gear and make sure that their projects are cared for accordingly and nothing gets forgotten. So,
and I think they've made some really good ones lately. Like Turbo was an awesome movie. I thought it was very well done.
I haven't seen that one, but I'll take your word for it.
See, but the other thing that DreamWorks is doing is that if you look at all of their Netflix shows, right? They now have all their Netflix animation shows strictly to Netflix. Turbo, Puss in Boots, How to Train Your Dragon. So they're pushing the TV shows as well as their movies, which I think is beneficial for them in the long run as well. So.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I'm just shocked that we're even getting like we're getting 3s out of some of these movies, like Kung Fu Panda 3 and How to Train Your Dragon 3. Do we need to keep going on with these movies? Can we not make some new stuff?
But Kung Fu Panda's awesome.
It is
and
awesome.
How to Train Your Dragon is
pretty
awesome.
Good too, but how much better can they actually get?
It's just like Star Wars. We're on the 7th film.
Yeah, but there's always one of the 3 is always bad. There's always one that just doesn't meet up to expectations. And usually it's the second one, but Kung Fu Panda 2 is actually better than the first, I would almost say.
And that's
visually,
why.
It was awesome. It's a beautiful movie to watch if you guys haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. Oh. But at least we're getting one original IP, right? And a sequel per year. So it's not all the sequel.
Mm-hmm. And I liked their new one last year, which was The Croods. I thought that was a very well done movie.
Yes,
very good take. Funny as hell, though.
Oh yeah, that's the thing about their movies. Well, all animated movies, really. They all have some kind of charm that gets worked into it. But DreamWorks especially, just, I don't know, tickles you something nice.
I don't know what company made... Antonio will know this. The Book of Life cartoon.
Book of Life. I'm not even sure if I've even seen that.
The Book of Life.
But do you know what the Book of Life is about?
Nope.
Guillermo del Toro did the direction of the movie.
Yeah. I know which one you're talking about, but that's not out yet, is it?
It is. Well, it was it's just on DVD now. It just released on DVD. I saw it in theaters over the weekend with my daughter, and she just loved the movie. I thought it was good, and I agree with one of the characters. How come Mexico's so asphyxiated with death?
Well, you guys celebrate the dead over there. I mean, why does it matter?
That's what the movie's about.
It raises the question. Is that what you're saying?
No, they just always talk about death in the movie. It was funny. But anyways, I just don't remember who made the movie as an animated movie. Wasn't Pixar, wasn't DreamWorks.
20th Century Fox Animation, it says here.
So there's another player in the...
Oh, everybody's playing now. There's even like independent companies that are doing stuff. Who are we missing? We're having problems
Blue
with our
Sky.
call.
Whoops.
Blue Sky's got... Blue Sky is actually one line of films that I haven't checked out at all. Like, they're the ones that did that Alpha
did
and
Rio.
Omega, right?
Yeah, and they did Rio.
Yeah, Rio.
They did shittier movies, but now they started making better ones like Rio and Rio 2.
Well, yeah, Rio seems to be their biggest, but...
They have the Charlie Brown Peanuts movie coming out.
That I do want to see. It's a very interesting style of animation they're going for, because they still look two-dimension, but it's all in 3D. It's awesome. And it kind of... I don't know, it has this resemblance to the old art style. Like it's been drawn on paper, but it's all done in 3D. It's so cool. And you know what? I don't care. They can go into all of my cartoons and make them like this, except I hear Heathcliff is on the way, and I don't know if I need that. Heathcliff. He was like the your Down syndrome cousin's favorite cat.
Oh,
In
he was the
comparison
rip
to
of Garfield.
Was he the rip of Garfield, or was it the...
I think Garfield was the rip of him.
I'm not about to, like, debate that, you know. Any listeners out there, you can check it out and then write back to us.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Heathcliff. I mean, they are going to dip into everything.
Which is good.
I guess there's money
good
in
and
that.
bad. I mean,
You know
it's
what?
really bad to see, your favorite up there and then just be brutalized and shit all over.
You know, there are still, like, some cartoons that deserve it, though. It's not like every cartoon series needs it. It's just, unfortunately, you can't discriminate between them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I would love to see a Jetsons movie done in the same style as that Tintin film that Spielberg did.
That'd be awesome.
I would love to see that. I think that is perfect for Hanna-Barbera cartoons, period.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like that Flintstones is coming back in its original, art style, which is cool. They can give that to me too. But if it has to be done in 3D, I would love to see it done as Tintin.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And we did lose.
We did lose Antonio. I'm going to get him back in. Not in this call. Let's add you to the call, sir.
Oh,
What's going on?
I'm back again.
I think
Yes,
Skype is
my
trying to throttle your network.
No, it's just my internet sucks balls.
So it's your provider. It's not Skype.
Yes, it is my provider. Don't worry about it. Well, worry about it. It's because of that.
I worry more for the people who just have one provider to choose from. Like they have no choice.
Mm-hmm.
Me. This is me at this point.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yes.
Yeah, when
How
I lived
does that
in...
make you feel?
It makes me feel like shit. How do you mean? I mean, the thing is that I live in the outskirts of Guadalajara, and only one company has phone and service like that here, so I only have one option. And the thing is that the routers that they have outside, right? They are like these old as shit routers that they are not replacing. So I can only get a certain bandwidth actually, and then I cannot go further than that. And even there, they are so old that just my internet goes out sometimes, and it's just suck balls. I'm moving though. Hopefully in the next half a year or so, I'll be out of here. So
You might not even have to worry about that. Tesla and Google are working on getting internet for the entire world. So,
oh
yeah, if you're moving for internet, you might as well just stay where you're at. Doesn't matter.
yeah,
They're just going to shoot satellites in the sky in like 2 years, and it'll be free Wi-Fi for the world. Probably not free, but Google's working with, what's his nuts? Who owns Tesla? I can't remember his name.
Nikolai?
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
That's the Nikolai Tesla. No, that's the
Yeah, that's actual Tesla.
sign.
Yeah.
But speaking of the wonderful world of computers and whatnot,
Oh, that
Windows
thing, yeah.
10. Windows 10. free.
Yeah, we can jump right into the free upgrade that they've
Yes.
been tossing around, which is awesome. I do like the idea of giving us a free Windows upgrade, especially if it comes with this HoloLens feature, which looks fantastic. Their version of virtual reality.
Because you knew they'd have to get into it.
Well, everybody's getting into it. 2015 is that defining year where we transition ourselves into that new age of technology.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's preparing themselves for this, and nobody wants to miss the wagon because they know if they don't get on before it starts, they're going to fall sorely behind.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
which I agree. I think the whole idea of having the virtual reality or even that aspect is great. I've been playing Alien Isolation, and with the Sony camera, it actually picks up your head movements. So if you peer your head, it does the peeking in the game.
Oh yeah.
And it also picks up any noise in your house. So if there's say you have a cat and he walks past and goes meow, the game will pick that up and the alien will find you. It will track your sound. So I was hiding. Funny. It was great. I was hiding in a locker from a Android. Cat walked past, went meow. Android turned around, opened up the door, and killed me.
Well, there you have it. Don't have your cats walking around when the xenomorph is coming at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So
I think the element that they're going to add is going to be pretty great, especially for this Holo thing when it comes to, at-home use for computers, in my opinion.
We're back on the HoloLens talk. Okay, first I want to just touch on something. We unfortunately lost Antonio. His internet is too shitty, unfortunately. So we're going to continue without him. But anyways, back on the HoloLens talk. I do like the idea of having a virtual interface. It's a platform that's completely optimized for it right out of the box. This isn't like Vista coming in, trying, reach, maybe a little higher than it needs to, or, they're not trying to fix anything. They're capitalizing on this virtual reality, and I think they're making the right kind of decisions. Although, I don't like the idea of having us, kind of just leave glasses and headgear lying around now if we want to look at something. It seems like everybody's got their own version of what the headgear needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
They all have their own unique set of equipment, and it just, I don't know, it's going to be like the issues we have with our peripherals with video games and stuff. It just piles up. I mean, these are much smaller, more compact, of course, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I might as well have it all put on my TV screen through switchers and splitters and what have you, and have it all pipe into one thing instead of me having to, maybe go into other rooms so I can do something different.
True. But can't you, I don't know. I don't want to speculate.
Well, I would like to think that they're going to have the software. I mean, the hardware is one thing, but I hope it's not like an Apple deal where it's hardware that's unique for that experience and you can only use their headset. I would like to see them branch out and support other third parties, give us an application for Oculus or something like that. I mean, worst case scenario, maybe you got to install their operating system onto someone else's headgear. I'm sure hackers will figure that shit out. I just don't want to have if we can avoid this conflict before it begins, everybody would be happier and better off, I think. It might be a small issue and everybody's like, fuck you, we're investing millions into this shit. It's going to be revolutionary, but everybody's got it.
I think you're living in a
bubble.
A bubble.
Yeah, it's a little ignorant, but
it's an idea, and you know what? I tip my hat because right? I'd love to see it. I'm on the same boat as you, but I've been a manager for years and I know how businesses think.
Well, everybody's gonna want you to use that stupid headset.
Yep, and theirs only.
Yeah, and I mean,
so
yeah. Now I do like because Microsoft has been teasing us with like holograms and shit like that. You know, Surface came in and kind of went out. Nothing really happened with that. It turned into a tablet. But with this thing, they're trying to go for like they're doing like simulated holograms using the heads-up display with these glasses. Is sort of how it's going to work. So from your perspective, it just looks like you're in the room because it's got cameras on the front and everything. I guess in comparison to other hardware that they've put out there, they said in this Wired article I've been reading, the guy that got to check it out said that the camera's a little better than the Kinect. It actually has stronger precision. It can almost track your arms when they're directly beside you, like almost not like motionless. So it does a good job of tracking almost the full 180 perspective you have in front of you. But overall, he's optimistic about the whole thing, and they say that it's like still very early, and it's you know, they're trying to shoot this out for a spring release, but it doesn't really sound like they're gonna make it. I think it's just a nice thought, but they're not really capitalizing on the holidays either, from what it sounds like. Like, that just doesn't seem to be a market they want to hit. What they're kind of doing is like, you know, HoloLens. This is kind of what we're going for. I think they're trying to tackle on businesses more with this platform, though. Not so much a home consumer option. But if it's a basic feature out of the box, why not?
Yeah.
If it's $100, maybe I'll pick it up.
Yeah.
Hey, I won't spend any more than $100. Maybe I should have rephrased.
Yeah. Makes sense.
But if they want like $200 or $300 for this thing, no way.
Yeah, no way. Well, that's how much like the Oculus and Rift are going for, right? They're quite expensive, so.
But of course, the capabilities with this hardware, like, they're obviously thinking from a more commercial side, because they've got like demonstrations with a man's like analyzing terrain off Mars. Like, you know, we've had cameras taking pictures up there, and now it's like you're actually on it. Like, it's cool, and it's a nice thought that they're going in there, but this is not anything I could see people using for the home. I mean, not. Just go ahead. You want to talk? I
just think it'd be awkward. You know, hands down. Just having, you know, X amount of headsets around, and just, yeah, you know, it's just overcrowded.
You shouldn't even bother with a website. You could invest in a company that specializes in designing storage furniture for headsets.
There you go.
There's a market that's open.
Yep. I think we're onto something. Just start doing that now.
Yeah, see you guys. Sorry.
And that was the podcast. Good night.
Good night. Yeah. Okay. Well, and that's HoloLens, basically, in a nutshell.
There's not much else to go about it.
There's not much else to go about it. Just think about Windows, the operating system, just now looking prettier with virtual reality.
It has to, if they're skipping 9.
They say that the way they're describing it is that you almost hallucinate the operating system. Which, in a weird way, it does sort of explain the experience, but at the same time, I have yet to try virtual reality. I think what I'm trying to say is that someone needs to get me a headset. I really don't care what it is anymore. Just let me put something on and let me try it, please.
Well, that's what I'm pushing for. A developer's kit for the Oculus, so we got an email asking if we wanted one.
No, I see.
So I'd say yes. And I think it would be a fantastic investment.
Absolutely.
But we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's move on to the next thing. Are you familiar with... Why do I even bother opening like this? Okay, John Chen. You know John Chen?
John Chen. Is he related to Jackie Chan?
No. Maybe. I mean, I can't verify that. He could have a brother or cousin, family member named Jackie. Anyways, he, in fact, is the CEO of BlackBerry. And guess what he wants?
He wants to sell?
He wants to sell more BlackBerry for one, but nobody out there is buying BlackBerry for applications, so there's no developers building apps for his phone. And he is demanding that legislation comes down and regulates these developers. So they make applications for, I guess, universal for all platforms.
Oh.
Is essentially what he wants to go for. Like, he's not... Like, he's subliminally rooting for Windows Phone as well, but granted, both of those phones are on the lower end of the spectrum in comparison to Apple and Android, of course. But I think part of the issue is, for one, there's the development cost. You got to try and recode your game and optimize it for other platforms because everybody's got their own way of doing things. Like, that's a lot of time and money to go into a developer. And if you're going to sit there and demand that kind of regulation, like, just think of the hundreds of platforms that have yet to come out to the consumers, or that have yet to be even, like, unveiled to us. Like, these could just be working in the garage at this point, and they'll come out, say, a year from now. If everybody sits there and they go, we have this new platform and we need applications for it, well, regulations in place, so now developers are forced to develop on multiple fucking platforms, like more than what's already out there. And I'm sure there's more than what I can count on my two hands and feet. Like, it's just everywhere. But you go with the mains that the market is shooting for, eventually through process of elimination. Like, this is Darwinism, basically. The phone, the ecosystem will work itself out. I mean, as much as you would hate to accept, BlackBerry may as well just quit it with, maybe a household consumer base and just stick to commercial. Maybe they can work out some exclusivity with businesses or something, which I'm sure they already got going on. But drop the home phone thing. And I'm just trying to say that it's a waste of his breath. I don't think anybody's going to get behind him on this. It's just a cry for help, though.
No, I totally agree. Actually, I did a BlackBerry case report for my business management class a couple weeks ago. So,
oh yeah,
talking about all this, yes. I think their better exit strategy is continue the talks with Samsung, sell BlackBerry to Samsung, have Samsung open up their Canadian office in the BlackBerry office, and that is that. And that's how BlackBerry will only sustain their business or namesake, and that's it.
Even if they could just take their encryption system and incorporate it on a grander scale, like simplify it into an application or something, but support it on all platforms. Like, all of their apps are on other platforms anyways.
Yeah, but it's just the BlackBerry itself is convoluted, and it's not the nicest.
It doesn't have Angry Birds. It doesn't have Farmville. It doesn't have Shazam. Well, maybe it does have Shazam, but nobody.
It's the way it's set up.
It's
the way it's set up, right?
Even with
it's
the revision that they did over their whole business and their phones, back in 2011 or 12, I think they introduced a whole new line of BlackBerry.
The BlackBerry Classic, which was this
still
rectangle
came with the physical
thing.
keyboard. Like, the things with the physical keyboards, everybody loves the BlackBerry keyboard. Maybe if they could, I heard once upon a time that there was technology coming out or something in the works that was a particular kind of material you could build a screen with, and it would solidify into different shapes and stuff. So just think of your touch keyboard, but raising itself, almost embossing off of your screen, and you could just physically tap on it. If BlackBerry could do something like that, and this is probably something pulled straight out of a science fiction novel, but I'm just saying, if BlackBerry could figure out how to harness that kind of technology and then patent it for all phones, that could probably be a whole new business they could get in. Let alone, don't even try and tackle with your own hardware. Just, I don't know, incorporate your keyboard with everything else. You can't give them a physical one on the phone. Nobody fucking wants that, unless you're.
Well, that's what they went back to, was that.
Yeah, and that's
was the physical.
Only people that care about the physical keyboard
were
the people
business
who already
people.
Own a BlackBerry.
Yeah,
so,
and they were the business class. And China, China sold more BlackBerries than anywhere else. So, it's
that's good for business.
It is. Yep. But I think BlackBerry just needs to sell. They need to sell and just be done with it, because unfortunately, they just keep digging a hole, and I just don't see an end.
Well, they
You know,
did.
unfortunately, it's a Canadian business, and you know, it's be sad to see it go, but
These things happen, you know. The company's
Mhm.
survived for, I think it's just been over 10, maybe 15 years. Or maybe even older than that. I don't know. I'm just, you know, whatever. You got to die out. People do.
Mhm.
It happens.
Well, exactly. Well, the phone that failed, that really killed them, when you're talking about the revision and everything, was that BlackBerry Passport.
Right, that was the full touchscreen, was it not?
It was the one that was like, it was touchscreen but had the physical keyboard underneath, and was huge in the hand. Like it was massive, and that's what really turned people off, and that's what really um, made BlackBerry not good, because it was just a garbage garbage product. And so they went back to this new BlackBerry, which I think hopefully should do better for them. But yeah, time will tell. Time will tell, unfortunately, because they have the new BlackBerry, which is like the just the small touchscreen that's a little bigger, but probably about the same size as an HTC. But they're going back to the HB or the BlackBerry Classic, which is like the old school phone.
Maybe they can benefit from some nostalgic.
That's what they're banking on.
Feel, you know?
That's what they're banking on.
It seems that way, but I don't know.
They're hoping for the nostalgic and people being like, "Oh, I remember when BlackBerry was the cool thing, you know, with my PDA and pager."
What if it's like Ford when they brought back the Mustang?
I think cars are different. Cars are different than technology.
Yeah, but if we're just talking about selling a product,
well, selling a product and nostalgia, I think there's two big differences
you have
between
nostalgia that rides with the classic Mustang design, which is now inspired with the new modern revision. I don't know. I don't see there being much difference between a car and a phone. Just if you bring it down to brass taxes.
I guess to each their own. I mean,
it's
I'm
an
not
analogy that works. I don't see why you're complaining.
Oh, I'm not complaining. I'm just it's to me it's like you're comparing apples to oranges.
Sometimes they taste good together.
And that's called a smoothie.
And smoothies are awesome. Everybody loves them.
Mm-hmm.
Except for Kaz, because apparently...
Oh, I like smoothies. Okay. But just not with apples and oranges. Because that's gross.
Well, whatever. We're just kind of burning time now, so we're going to move on. Best Buy screwed some people over. I don't know if Majora's Mask is in stores yet. That's actually one thing that I haven't really followed too closely. But leading up to the release, Best Buy unfortunately had to cancel some pre-orders because they took in more than what they could supply. So some people, you know, who paid their money for it, who probably stood in line or, you know, went out of their way and was all happy because they got in line for the pre-order, which is now sold out, got completely fucked over by Best Buy because I believe they contacted them like days before the unit was shipped. Okay, my mistake. I'm talking out of my ass. There's no actual date that's posted here. But, nonetheless, I'd be pissed off too if I was told I couldn't pre-order.
Mm-hmm.
Especially after it's already happened. They, like, just decided to issue the refund. They're like, oh, sorry, we couldn't supply it. Here's your money back. It's like, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever, no questions asked. But, you know what? People care about this shit.
Yep.
Like, that stuff should have been better organized. Best Buy is more than capable of doing better with this sort of situation. They've handled it before. They're usually the first place you go to when it comes to a console launch. So, you know, what makes this any different?
Well, Best Buy actually, parent company, Future Shop, actually they just shut down a bunch of more Future Shops. Just shut the doors, and same as they did a couple months ago and a year ago. where they just shut the doors and put a thing up in the window that says we're no longer in business. They
So
did that again last week.
So you're thinking they're losing money?
They're losing money. So because I know Future Shop is switching to a boutique store, which is going to be little mall setting stores that just have catalog
Kind of
for
like
you
the
to buy.
Source.
Kind of like the Source. Yep.
Yeah. Well,
So-
I mean, Amazon has probably put a huge dent into, Best Buy and Future Shop's business.
No, I think what puts a huge dent in it is when you go to Future Shop and you stand there and say, I want to buy a TV. And they say, oh, it's not my department. Let me go get somebody. And I stand there for an hour and a half.
Yeah, but that's 'cause
Before
their
someone else
staff
comes to
works
me.
on commission.
Well, that's the reason. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody, there's
do.
no customer service. No, they don't. If they,
What
I
they
wouldn't
give a shit
stand there for
about
an
is
hour and a half.
Right, but what they do give a shit about is somebody who steals their clients. So, I mean, if you got the guy who's paid to work in the TV department, you get the guy that's paid to work in the TV department. Sorry you had to wait
But that guy in
long.
the TV
Something must
department
have been
should
forgotten.
sell.
But they are punk-ass kids. Like, they're still going to fucking high school. Like, yeah.
Well, it all falls into training then. It's your management that's your problem then.
Then there you have it. They just...
So
Maybe
that's
they got to
the
purge
reason.
the system.
Well, that's exactly it. I've watched enough to see them, to understand why they're shutting down, because they have no customer service. But it's a shame to see Target shut down. Those guys are always fun to bug.
Yeah,
They're
well,
always attentive and they're always like chipper. It's kind of sickening sometimes.
well, I'm sure all the bright colors in the store make them happy, too.
Yeah.
Constant music looping. So yeah, I just wanted to note that the Majora's Mask 3DSs. I'm sorry for you people who missed out. I, for one, didn't pre-order, so I'm not responsible for your screw up.
Yeah, it sucks. I wanted it. I wanted to pre-order it, but yep, same boat. Oh well. I guess there's eBay.
Yeah, that's true. You could go to eBay. Yeah. All right. So let's go into more recent news now. Let's talk about this SOE fiasco. Is it a fiasco? I don't even know if it's building outrage. There's just a lot of talk that seems to be circulating at the moment, and people seem to be confused at the fact that is it an accounting firm? I heard it was a firm of sorts that acquired SOE. I mean, if you can't elaborate on that, I'll just continue. So, to paraphrase,
It's sold to an investment firm.
that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
They now go under a new name. It's excuse me. Sony Online Entertainment is no longer called that. It's now a Daybreak Game Company, which I guess is not terrible. I've heard of worse. But I guess we'll see what they can make. I hear these guys are working on porting PlanetSide 2 to the PS4. I hear they're the ones behind that. So they at least...
MMO, the MMO one.
Well, yeah. Is there another PlanetSide?
I've never played PlanetSide. I don't know the game.
It's basically Destiny,
Oh,
but they're not a knockoff of Destiny. PlanetSide 2 has been out for a while. Destiny came after. So let's see. Some titles to look forward to. EverQuest Next and H1Z1 are two games that this company is working on.
so is it like the investment firm is working on them, or they have
No,
a game
this is-
division?
From what I hear, SOE was working on porting that shit over, so...
So they're all still doing the same thing. It's just we're changing the name.
And they're no longer exclusive to just PlayStation. They did it more specifically for the ability to develop on multiple platforms. Because I don't believe they've been getting, a lot out of their relationship with Sony to begin with. Because they haven't really made much that's memorable. Like,
Well, they have the DC Online. I mean, they're responsible for that.
yeah, but those have come and gone. I mean, there's other titles that are in the field now that are getting more focus and more attention. And I think SOE was like, we'll probably be more successful or we'll sell better if we're on multiple platforms because people just aren't buying their shit right now. I don't know. I trust that it's a good move, but at the same time, from what I can see, this could be a company, on its last limb. Like, it could be trying to strategize and save as much of their money as possible.
And I think that's what Sony's doing. Is just cutting, trimming the fat. Sell what we can when it's, somewhat profitable.
It is somewhat sorry to cut you off, but it is somewhat confusing though, because Sony is trying to like come down on the PlayStation platform. They want to build on that. They've already said they're cutting back on TV and their mobile so they can allocate more of their resources to building the PlayStation name. So why would SOE remove themselves from that exclusive platform? The one platform that majority of gamers on this planet have. Like, I just don't get it.
I just think with what Columbus Nova, that's the parent company.
That's the firm?
That's the firm, yeah, Columbus Nova. They have a Columbus Nova technology partners, and I'm just looking at their technology partners, and I can see why they would buy them and why they would want SOE and what they could do for it. Maybe the future's better with a company like this. Maybe it's not.
Well, it says that the firm alone has $15 billion worth of assets.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of disposable income from the sounds of it.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully
so more money towards the product, more money towards, the new IPs, hopefully.
And more customers to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it all sounds good on paper. Let's see if they can pull it off.
Yeah. No.
Daybreak
good luck.
Game Company.
Couldn't
have been like Daybreak Games or something like that. Just Game Company just sounds weird.
Yeah, it sounds silly. I just don't Daybreak. It's weird. But it'd be nice to see whatever else they come up with. I think they're going to have to really have something big besides the next couple of things coming out, because EverQuest PlanetSide 2, is it going to do better than Destiny? EverQuest, is there still popularity for EverQuest?
Yeah, and PlanetSide 2 has a very strong following on PC as well. I'm sure some
Does
people...
it really?
Yeah, no, it seems to be thriving. It actually broke records. They had a record broken for the world's largest firefight within a game.
Yep. With 1,158 players in a single battle.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what this kind of game is about. It's just like there's almost... I don't think there's a limit to the amount of players you can have in one session.
Mm-hmm. So
but
it's
if I
set
wanted to
up...
put it in perspective, what I tell people, or from as it's been sold to me, is it's kind of like Destiny. Or if anything, Destiny took that and kind of spun with it.
Yeah.
But
so pretty much money gives you extra secondary weapons for your ships. It gives you increased experience, cert points, extra resources. They use the same model as League of Legends. Freemium business model, as they put it.
well,
So don't wait, buy it now type idea. So yeah, that's how they do it, and redeploys and all this wonderful stuff. So that's how they make money.
It finds a way to thrive, all these things do. But I'm just, making a note of it. PlanetSide 2, if you're all too cheap to buy Destiny like me, maybe PlanetSide 2 might be up your alley. And, if you don't care for that and you just love to run and gun, we can also make a note. Just announced today, actually, breaking as of, according to this article, it was posted at 5 o'clock. Battlefield Hardline has a beta that's out today.
Woo, woo, woo.
So if you want to play it, it's available on all platforms. I mean, it comes out next month. How long does it go for, though? I'm just reading it.
It should just be the weekend till Monday, I think.
It appears as though Visceral Games have you covered for the next week. Starting today, blah, blah, blah. No, what? It doesn't say when it ends. Okay, well, let's assume that it's just till the end of the weekend.
Because usually I've noticed all betas are just to the weekend. But if it goes longer, hey, that's great because that game is amazing.
Betas have happened too.
Yep.
Sometimes a month.
Destiny was a week long.
Yeah.
The second one. One was. Yeah. But for those who haven't played it, it's a fun game.
Yeah, so I've heard.
I enjoy it. I'll be downloading it and playing it a lot.
All right. That more or less exhausts all of the articles that I have. I can get into the honorables if you want me to get into those, or you got.
We can. I think there's just the one topic we need to talk about, but we don't because I think it's better if Antonio was here. But that's the wonderful Nintendo YouTube relationship. But we'll skip that for next week, and we'll shoot to the honorable mentions.
Yeah, I know that was something he wanted to. Well, he commented on it specifically. So yeah, we can definitely pick that up next week for sure.
Sounds amazing.
But without further ado, people, let's dip into the honorable mentions. So Project Tango. I don't know if that rings a bell for any of y'all, but the long and short of it, it's a 3D scanning camera that Google's been testing and trying to build for some time now. And from the sounds of it, you could be getting this 3D scanning camera in your phones as soon as next year. Now, this is unfortunate, sad news. I figured I'd do this early just so we don't go out on a weak note. But if you guys haven't heard, the Monty Un, he passed away. What am I trying to say? He's beloved.
He's an
by
amateur.
everybody.
He's an
a
animation, an animator.
Animator.
He's an animator.
He's one of the animators
for Rooster Teeth.
And unfortunately, he passed away at 33 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was sudden. It was unfortunate, and
yep.
Hearts go out to the family and all of the
friends and family were there.
Rooster Teeth.
You know, I talked to him when we first started this, so it was kind of sad to hear.
Yeah,
I talked to quite a few when we started this to see if it was something viable, and you know, he was one to always support up and comers. So yeah, it's sad to hear. It is.
Yeah,
It's
really is.
you know, again, hearts, you know, prayers and thoughts and all that jazz. Good feelings, you know, to everyone that is affected.
It's okay. We're gonna have a lighter note now. Hideo Kojima wants somebody to remake Metal Gear Solid. He does. I'm sure he does give a fuck who, but he's saying that not a single person has approached him with the concept of remaking Metal Gear Solid. I guess what he wants to see it done is like almost a complete reimagining of the game, built from the ground up, like a whole new 3D engine, more open world. Like that's what he wants to see. It doesn't sound like he has any intentions on incorporating it with their new Fox engine, but he wants someone out there to do it.
So it's like when he means a new Metal Gear, like the Nintendo one, or
yeah, the old NES version, I guess, or you know what? That's a good question. No,
yeah,
it's Metal Gear Solid.
Okay, so that would be the PlayStation.
As far as I know, yeah.
I think. Yes.
See, now I'm feeling really stupid. I wish Antonio was here.
I know, he was mad. Okay, I gotta look it up because I'm positive Metal Gear Solid was for...
I gotta verify this, yeah.
I gotta verify this. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
NES...
Hold on a second here, folks.
Metal Gear. NES Metal Gear was just called Metal Gear.
Okay, beautiful. Awesome.
But what was the sequel called?
There's a sequel on the NES?
Yep.
Metal Gear 2? Or no, it had a different name to it, wasn't it?
Stupid game. Stupid. For the MSX2, Solid Snake. Oh, yeah, it was Metal Gear Solid Snake.
Alright, so Metal Gear Solid. I mean, the screenshot they chose is the one pulled from the PlayStation, so I can only assume it's the PlayStation Metal Gear.
Agreed.
Yeah, Kojima wants to see it done. So, developers, if you hear this, Apparently,
Yes.
the offer is open.
The sequel was Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake.
Oh, okay.
That's where I got Metal Gear Solid mixed up. So, I apologize. It was Snake's Revenge, Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. And I just went and looked at my collection of NES games.
Oh, okay.
I have them, so I had to take a look. I'm like, okay.
Well, there
And
you
that was
have it.
released in 1990. Yes, so it'd be nice if someone were to remake the PlayStation 1 in newer graphics, or if they used Oculus and it was like first person.
That'd be kind of cool. But aren't the puzzle elements designed for a bird's eye view?
So you change them up?
I guess so,
always
but
change it up.
I don't know. Fans are very precious about these things.
It's a different take.
Okay.
You call it Metal Gear Solid Redux,
Whatever.
which means return.
But yeah, let's remake the games, guys. I think that's the moral of that story.
Get on it. And if
Yeah.
no one else will do it, I'll go to Hijiro and say I'll do it.
Yeah, you go talk to
And then I end up remaking some game I don't know because I couldn't say the guy's name right.
The guy couldn't even say his name. Like, that's what he said to you. So you just... Was that just when he passed out and his head hit the ground when he talked to you?
Yeah, and then he told me I own all the rights to them all.
And I'm sure he's got some merit, and he can definitely make that kind of call.
Yep.
Did he sign it for you too? Is it on paper?
Yep. I took his hand and I signed it all.
Okay, cool.
It's all
Well, I
good.
hope that works out for you.
Yeah. Watch out. New games coming out. Cazteck Entertainment. So I have an honorable mention I'd like to throw out there.
Okay.
It's brand spanking new. Would you go on eBay and buy a condiment if it was for charity? Like ketchup, mustard, relish.
I don't know. I really don't. Well, I mean, maybe. Why? Are you trying to guilt me into paying
No.
for charity or what? If
There's
I say
a company.
no, then I look back because I don't want to pay for charity. But if I say yes, I feel fat and lazy.
This isn't one of the crayon things, so don't worry. I'm not boxing you in a corner.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
A company is auctioning off 1 or 200 bottles of their secret sauce. And this company is McDonald's. They're auctioning off 500 milliliter bottles of their Big Mac sauce on eBay.
Interesting.
And after 1 day of the first bottle has raised $18,000.
There are people out there who want to know what's in that. Well, maybe not know what's in that recipe, but, you know, they want that recipe.
Yeah. All the funds raised goes to the Ronald McDonald House Charities for Australia. So, because it's the Australian McDonald's that is doing this promotion.
Cool.
So, yeah, you know,
Yeah, that's
we
awesome.
talked about, yeah. But I would not pay that much for that sauce. I could tell you what it is. I worked at McDonald's for 3 years. If someone pay me $8,000 or 18 grand, I'll tell you what it is.
It's jizz from the person who was preparing the burger.
A little bit of spit. But yeah, I don't know. Big Mac sauce. Don't really know what else I'd put it on besides a Big Mac.
Don't they use the same stuff? No, McChicken has its own sauce. Never mind.
McChicken has McChicken sauce,
Yeah.
which is a kind of mayo. I don't know.
All right, well.
It lasts longer.
Does it? The shelf
No, not
life
really.
is like tripled?
No, the shelf life is only a few hours out of a refrigerator.
Oh, okay.
Even though like Miracle Whip can stay in your cupboard forever.
Yeah, you don't even have to refrigerate that shit.
Yeah, I know, but it's like chicken sauce has to be refrigerated because it's a fresh ingredient.
Well, think about it. It's McDonald's, and because their shit is looked under the magnifying glass I don't think it would look great if they had a sauce that wouldn't expire easy. Like, if it didn't do that, I'm sure that would raise more questions. But because it does, nobody even bothers to, like, bat an eye or question anything that's going on in that sauce. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like, people, I guess, granted, the same could be said about the fries.
Yeah. But I mean,
those
there's
never expire from the looks of it. Like, they're impenetrable.
Well, that's because there's absolutely zero moisture with them, right? They were cooked with zero moisture. So you can take regular McCain fries and do the same thing. And it's actually McCain who makes the Canadian version of McDonald's fries. So people who piss all over, they use all these chemicals, they're the exact same fries that McCain bags because it's made in the same factory.
That's
they just cut them.
True.
They cut them differently.
Possible. Don't tell me that. McDonald's is bad, not McCain.
Mm-hmm. I just love listening to people and they get all pissy and McDonald's is gross, but I'll eat McCain fries. They're the exact same.
Yeah.
No difference.
Ignorance is bliss, my friend.
Especially in the world we live in. Well, it's the only world we live in.
It is a creative world, nonetheless. And I got one more story for us to go out on, and then we can close things out here.
Is that Suge Knight having a heart attack after pleading guilty to murder?
What?
Yeah, he went. He's been rushed to
talking about?
hospital. Suge Knight.
Who the fuck is Suge Knight, and why should I care?
Oh, you don't know who Suge Knight is?
Oh my god. Do you just know him because of that article?
Suge Knight is the leader of a rap. He's a rap mogul.
Oh my god. I bet you had a little too much scissor or crack or something. I don't know.
What'd you say? Sizzurp?
Scissorp.
Syrup? Scissorp.
Scissorp. It's like a popular drink amongst the rap community. I hear it's like Mountain Dew and codeine. There may be an energy drink in there still, but I hear like those are the two key ingredients. And Lil Wayne fucking loves this shit, but I'm just saying, like, Scissorp, if you've ever heard him say that word, they're referring to that drink.
Oh, no. But Knight is the one that he built Death Row Records, which is most of the rap, gangster rap.
Chances are he's had a cup or two.
Yeah.
Leaders.
Probably. He's had to. I mean, he held Vanilla Ice over a balcony to get the rights to Ice Ice Baby.
Oh, whatever. You know what? I'm not going to judge. I'm pulling it back. I mean, I just got a comment, though. Chances are it's probably not something that was unexpected. But I don't even know the dude, and I'm not going to start, like, slandering his name for no apparent reason.
A lot of people said that he was responsible for the death of Tupac and Biggie. And that whole jazz. Exactly.
See, I don't know that for sure, though. People, it's just nice stories, you know? Shit, if it becomes common knowledge, sometimes there's crap that you're trying to, like, beat out of society because you don't want people to say, but it becomes common knowledge, and then everybody thinks it's, like, true fact. It's like, no, that's so wrong. You know? Just that kind of shit. Anyways, let me do my story, and let's end this, please.
All right, fine.
Okay, so...
Is it that Brendan Roth is Adam in the new Arrow?
No.
Oh, they released the photos of that today.
Oh my god. Woo! I'm sorry, I don't go apeshit over these comic book changes.
No?
Well, why do I need to care about a different character?
I don't know. Builds the lore, I guess.
Like I said, yeah, I don't know. That's the way I see it. You know, it just expands the universe further.
Fine, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Do you have anything more to say about it? Or is that it?
No.
That's all the
that was it.
That's all it was. All right.
Yep.
So,
is it the Seattle Seahawks coach explaining the decision behind his team's final play of the Super Bowl loss?
They're the ones that are getting in that dispute over the deflated balls too, right?
That was the Patriots. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Never mind.
Deflate gate.
Yeah.
Football.
Let's compare politics to something else. A favorite pastime that we watch to forget about the politics.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, come on.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go
Please.
ahead.
I'm waiting. You got something else?
No. I don't. I'm
you
good.
No.
I'm good. Unless no. Okay, go ahead.
No. All right. So were you
Universal Pictures trailer of Despicable Me prequel that was released today
See, I don't know if we need a prequel to Despicable Me.
about the Minions.
Well, okay. Well, the Minions are charming. It'll be cool for kids. I'm hoping that parents can enjoy it, which they seem to when it comes to animated films. At least I know there's one in this conversation that does. So,
Yep. Takes place on how they met, grew, and all that back in 1968.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
I hope it's going to be full of laughs and hilarious shit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can't relay this question to you because I know the answer, but
Okay.
for those of you listening, I'm sure a majority of us who have been to school in the last, let's say, 6 to 8 years may have had an issue with opening their cell phones in class, getting distracted, texting their friends, basically anything that gets you out of paying attention to what the teacher's telling you in the classroom. It's a serious problem. I don't know if you're aware of that, Kaz.
I would assume so.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't bother me. I mean, I'm one that can put the cell phone away for 8 hours and not have to be like, oh my god, what's going on Facebook? Who tweeted me? Want to see Instagram? Oh, better take a selfie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine. I don't need that.
Right, and the common reactions to a student having their phone out in class is, usually results in confiscation or detention or something along those lines. They're disciplining the kids when they put their phones out because, no, you can't bring your phone out in class. You got to pay attention to this boring shit on a board. Boring shit on a board. It's actually called a board because it's fucking boring. What schools are now trying to do in California, and I'll tell you, it's California State University, Chico, and Penn State. They're trying this out. They're using a new app. It's called Pocket Points. What this app actually does is students can earn points by using this app at the start of their class. The app will track how long the students keep their phones locked. And the less they check their phones, the more points the students will receive. Now, what they can use these points for is they can exchange it for free food or discounts at local stores that support the application. And it says that every 20 minutes of lockdown time, the students earn points. But the rate goes up the more the students use the app at the same time. So I think it's a clever idea. They've turned this into a bit of a game. It compensates the students to at least try and focus into school, which is something that never really happened. Like, sure, you benefit from the knowledge they give you, but it was always like, you get a whipping if you don't pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
At least these people aren't getting that kind of shit. It's just like, I can't stop you from checking your phone. It's at this point, we're wired into it. Kids are growing up. Antonio was telling us about that kid the other day going up to the TV screen and touching it because he didn't understand how to control a NES console or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
We're wired into this. So at least they're trying to figure out ways on how to alleviate the problem.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, apparently this application was developed by a sophomore student at Penn State.
Oh. Who didn't listen during class?
Probably.
Who thought, Jesus, I should really paid attention. I better come up with something that will give me an A.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, just for having it in universities and colleges, like that would be perfect for
just leave your
kids.
phone at home.
But these students can benefit from the discounts and just the benefits, really. Like, I'm sure they could throw more stuff in than just free food and discounts. But I mean, students need to survive. Tuition's high. This is the least that the school can do for them.
No, I agree. But to me, it's just people who bring their phones. It's just like, just leave it at home. Be an adult.
You cannot
You know?
convince anybody to do that. You could be an adult who was born in the 80s who
Yeah,
doesn't
like-
maybe care about having a phone in their pocket, but, you know, even if you jump 10 years ahead, you know.
Well, it sucks because fall back to me as a manager, I always had to have a box, put your phones in the box so you pay attention to the
Oh,
job at
shit.
hand.
You would be the guy that I would hate to work with.
Well, it's because it's, the job's between life or death. If you're not paying attention, you're fucking around on your phone, someone can get seriously hurt,
Well, yeah.
right?
Those who keep glued to their screens and choose to tune out the world, that's when it's a problem. But, like, even just for, like, a brief moment to check something, like, you can do it within reason at a discretion that I feel can be accepted, but the problem is people abuse the privilege. So it goes from one extreme to the next. If you can't accept them having the phones out, then you can take the phones away. I get that. But
Mhm.
it is, in the future age that we live in now, where anything these days, you can place a call, you can get a message from, like, I don't know. I just, at this point in the game, it's, maybe it's just time to try and revise the approach, maybe do something different. Don't be so primitive about it. I don't know, like, there's got to be a understanding or something we can do that can allow employees to have a phone on during work time without it being an issue.
Well, because I hate going to places like Walmart and you're standing there and you're trying to pay and they're looking at their phone.
See,
right?
I don't mind that so much. I really don't. I see that kid and I'm like, well, if he's done his job, if it's,
But he's not. I'm sitting there passing him the money and he's sitting there fucking around on his phone.
well, he's taking your money and putting it in the till.
No, he's not. He's on his phone, not taking my money. That's what I'm getting at.
So you're standing there waiting to do your
Waiting
purchase?
to
When the
pay
transaction
him.
is started and he's on the phone while he's doing it?
Yeah, he's at beep beep. Everything's done. He hits
Yeah,
the
okay.
total and he just starts fucking around on his phone as you're grabbing your wallet.
That's when
And
you put
then-
on the fake smile and you tip your hat at the customer and you kick their ass out the door. But put the phone down while you do it.
Mm-hmm.
But if he's like just sitting there and just standing, no one's bothering him, I don't have an issue with it. I'll go up to the guy and I'll talk to him. Or I'll even be a bigger dick about it and I'll call him to me. I mean, they at least deserve that kind of treatment, but, like, they're just teens. They're not going to fucking listen anyways. So I'm not
See,
going to...
it's that type of mentality that,
No, you just learn to try and, like, work with them. Try and find a
No.
compromise. Don't just have it
there's
your way.
you have policies and procedures, and I bet you in the policy and procedure states no cell phones.
Because they had to throw it on there because we're still, like, stuck in the Stone Age. Like, businesses
Still a
will have
policy
to
and
write their
procedure.
policy books, man.
And most do. Still, I don't know. It's just
I
to
don't
me,
disagree
that's
with
all
you,
I think.
but at the same time, like, I still root for, like, us and our freedom. I think is how I'm trying to put it.
Which is fine. I mean, I understand where you're coming from. You're like, I want my freedom. I want to do that. But I mean,
Well, it's like you're already forcing me not to, like, leave my position until my 15 minutes come, or I get my 30 minutes of lunch. An hour if you're lucky, but you usually don't get the 15 minutes for that.
mhm.
And that's the only time I get to check my messages and see what's happening, elsewhere. That's probably better than here. Like, I don't know. People are just, they gotta work because they need to make money, and they're only there because, they need fucking money to live. And, that's just kind of how it is for me, I guess.
Mhm.
These are kids in junior high. I mean, they're not going to give fucks either way you take it. They're just going to get more pissed off at you if you take their shit away. So
Or you mold them into proper citizens who will be leaders of this free world, instead of being slack-jawed, lazy butts.
you're not going to make the difference. The damage has already happened. They've been
It
programmed
starts
from
with
birth,
one.
man. It's all on the parents. It is not you. Okay?
I sign their paychecks.
Your job is just to keep the business going. Keep that money flowing.
Exactly. And if they're not doing what's needed, off you go.
Then take their phone away. Don't
Exactly.
don't put it on everyone else. Don't come in with the
See?
ban hammer and be like, Lisa here texted too much. So
So you all
Everybody's
lose
got
your
to put the phone.
privileges.
You know what? There was this drama going on. I used to work in a kitchen, and for those of you out there who haven't worked at a bar, there's front of house and back of house. The front of house incorporates the waiters, the managers,
Host.
the bartenders, the hosts, all the people that you see in the front of the house. And then everybody in the back in the kitchen, or whoever's working downstairs, that's back of house staff. Now, we had a bit of a conflict between front of house and back of house, more specifically with the servers, because the back of house had complete freedom to use their phones as they pleased. They didn't have to go into the public eye. Nobody needed to see them. So it was no big deal, right? Well, there comes a day where the servers, and I mean, guys, this is a bar. Like, these are hot freaking chicks. They're probably looking to, I don't know, they're talking. Use your imagination what you could think of them doing. Like, what's better than being here right now? Oh, we'll go on Facebook.
Hooters.
Needless to say, like, they're constantly glued to their screens when they're not outside talking to people, probably gossiping about the shit that they just learned from the customer at the table down the hall. But it got out of hand, like, to a point where they actually were not performing as efficiently as, you know, we would expect them to. They weren't cleaning their dishes, or the shit was just getting tossed around. Like, it was just getting sloppy. So they put a ban on the phones for the front of house. And what happened?
Understandable.
The next day, the fucking servers started to bitch because we in the back of house could still use our phones and they were not allowed. So as a result, they put a ban hammer on the entire building. Unless you're part of management, you're not allowed to keep a phone on you when you go up the stairs. Like, our change rooms and everything are in the basement, so everything's got to stay in your locker. And it was unfair to the back of house people.
See, and I agree with that. I agree it's unfair to the back. As long as the job was being done efficiently and there was no break in the food preparation from back to landing, then it's fine.
And that's just the thing.
Or to the pass, sorry.
Yeah, we were handling everything just fine, but the problem is, and this is the unfortunate truth, is when it comes to the bar scene, if a server's unhappy, you make sure that she's happy by the time she leaves, because, you know, that server doesn't just work at that bar. She probably works at other bars, and they all gossip and they all talk about stuff. So you do one wrong thing, you know, people are going to hear about it. Oh, don't go here, you know, they do this or that or something. And if it's distasteful, it'll steer those bartenders and those servers away. And this is a field that you need, you know, the most attractive people, the fun personalities. You need all those people. You don't want to, you know, rule anyone out. But yeah, it's just that kind of shit that happens, and unfortunately, they do rule that industry. Unfortunately,
It sucks.
I mean, it's great because they're hot, fucking so hot. But you know, they can be so ditzy sometimes,
Or bitchy.
They're
always bitchy. Just watch the movie Waiting, and then for people who've never worked in a kitchen or a restaurant, you'll understand. This is what happens.
Did you say waiting or reading?
Waiting.
Oh,
Waiting.
Okay, I thought you said reading.
Oh, no. The movie
Misunderstood
Waiting.
you. I was going to say, yeah, waiting is actually a pretty good thing. Except, you know, it's a little more over the top and superimposed. Like, nobody, like, especially in Canada, I can't say for the States, but, you know, with our health regulations and everything, like, it's really hard for a kitchen to get away with tampering with your food. You know, if they dip something in or if they spit on it, like, all that shit is going to come back and bite them in the ass. And Canada
I've seen
down
food,
the hammer, man.
I've seen food dropped on the floor and served.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that, too.
So...
No, that kind of shit happens, but I'm talking, I guess, more of what's represented.
The pubic hairs.
They did drop something on the floor,
lice.
but they did that for one thing, because that's just like, yeah, that's cheap. You got to put your balls on that shit. Like, that's what that movie was all about.
Yeah.
They were even fucking flashing their scrotes at everybody. But yeah, we carried this conversation out far longer than I expected. But hey, you know, it's all fun and games here, right?
It is. It's good to be back.
Well, we were only gone for a week. I didn't know that we went anywhere.
It's, you know, you miss doing the regular things, right?
Yeah. Once you break the routine, you know, it
feels weird And then I just couldn't figure it out. Like this morning, I really thought it was Wednesday today. I'm like, oh my God, I fucking missed the podcast again. But I'm like, Matt didn't say anything. He didn't text me. He didn't write a message. I'm like, what the hell? And then I'm like, and then you wrote, hey, it's time for,
Yeah,
it's like, oh.
Yeah, I do put the reminders out there.
Yes. Last week, I don't know. I just
You
totally
missed them completely.
I saw it and I'm like, oh, why is he putting it late? He's putting it a day ahead of time. That's awesome. Do. No,
Just
not even.
Performed Inception on yourself, basically.
Yeah. I'm like, why is he saying it's late? It's only Monday. You're a day ahead. I'm like, perfectly fine. Read the articles. Okay, so I'll be good for tomorrow. And then you're like, oh, are you coming on? Or
Yeah.
And by the time I saw it, it was like already 10.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I waited like 2 hours. I did give it time, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I got better shit to do. I actually did a few extra co-op couch episodes in the meantime, so.
Oh, that's good. I saw you released quite a bit. There's quite a
bit?
few third parts and second parts.
Yeah, I got a second part of Conquer that's actually finished, but I'm debating on when I want to put that out. I just feel, it might be a little too soon. And we just finished playing Grim Fandango, so I'm going to put out an episode of that before I do Conquer, I feel. Because, I'm doing this one video a week thing, but I actually have enough in my backlog that I could start releasing 2 a week.
Yeah. Cool.
But I don't
look
want
forward
to
to seeing those.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to do it though, because I might be putting myself in a situation that I may not be ready to prepare for that demand. You know what I mean? If I make that promise, I get 2 episodes a week. I mean, I got to cut this podcast and other stuff on the go. I don't know if I'll have time for it all. So I haven't quite decided yet. Just saying though, we got some things in the tube, and it should be coming to you fairly soon.
Look forward to it.
Every Monday, at least. Every Monday.
Every Monday. There's a new co-op couch, which has been the norm.
Yeah, I've been consistent with that ever since. Even before the new year, but I've made it like my mission, at least to try and keep that consistency, or keep that conviction rather.
Yeah.
I guess either way it works, but nonetheless, enough of my pondering. Let's put an end to this. You want to pull the plug?
Let's pull the plug. Let's pull the plug like...
Call it quits.
Super scary skeletons.
How does that even correlate to the plug?
I don't know. It's what's playing on my screen right now.
Oh, so were you thinking of like... plug as in like... advertising? Monetization?
No,
it's not a paid advert, people. He's just plugging it.
I'm just looking at
scary, spooky skeletons.
Yeah, with the guy dancing to it.
Boop, 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 boop. Like a human or the cartoon skeleton?
A human.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't need to see it. Don't worry about it. You can share it in the chat. I don't care, but it's not something we're talking about on the show. I want to end this.
Well, we got to show it now.
Oh no. People have already heard about it. They've probably started searching. They're like, oh my God, it's with an actual person.
Yeah. It's with the amazing dance remix.
Oh my God.
Anyways, my name's Cazteck. I am from the Console Xplosion. Please check us out on the consoleexplosion.com. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook. Check out our YouTube, of course. We have tons of great material that's being produced a lot.
Yeah.
So again, www.theconsoleexplosion.com. My name's Cazteck, signing out from Ottawa, Ontario.
How many W's were that?
www.com.
So what do the 3 W's in WWF stand for?
3 dubs. www.theconsoleexplosion.com. It's in the description down below.
Absolutely.
And you can see it.
I am Matt. This is my closing now. Shut
I thought you said on that. Not I'm Matt.
Whatever. On that, I am Matt. If you want to contact me, you can email me at GingyBeardyGuy@gmail.com. Of course, there's also the Co-op Couch email, coopcouchshow@gmail.com. Send us a message over there. Recommend some games. I'm not running out of ideas, but I always like to hear what the community's looking for. So, yeah. Not much left to be said about that.
Do you have a Twitter?
I do, at GingyBeardyGuy. If you so care to send me a tweet or hashtag me or whatever you do on that site.
So he tweets while he's at work?
I actually don't have much time to check my phone when I'm at work. It's a real pain.
There you go.
I'm too busy. But my company trusts me enough to keep the phone on my person.
Mm-hmm.
And they know that I'll get my job done. And
there you go.
They know I'm reliable. So anyways, we will try and be more reliable in the future, and we will be back with a new episode next week. Okay? Good game, Kaz.
Good game.